welcome everybody to Kabuki in English 2022 here at Portland State and Lincoln Hall Auditorium. Today I'm talking to all of you in the audience, but I'm also talking to people around the world because this is our live stream night. So welcome whether you're here in person or whether you're somewhere around the world watching this on live stream. We have a live audience here, and I'm so thrilled that we do. This is the first time since 2019 that we've been in this hall performing for a live audience. And it's the first time we're doing Kabuki in English here at PSU since 2017. So thank you all for coming tonight. You're going to see a wonderful show. You need to know who we are. We are a Japanese class, Japanese 408-508, which is a Japanese workshop in performing Kabuki. Any student who signs up for this class will have a role on stage, no matter their background or ability. On stage, they'll do either acting with lines to deliver or dancing. We have a professional choreographer who supports us every step of the way with dance lessons and choreography. We have been working for 8 weeks to get this far. And I need to say that we're very much a part of the Japanese program. Every student you see, and this includes most of the alumni as well, we have alumni guests with us. Every student you see performing today is a Japanese language major or minor. This is not a drama department production. And the language department and how the Japanese section and how we teach Japanese really colors how we do this production. We do it trying to replicate actual Japanese experience. This begins in the first year classroom from practically week number 1. It includes not just speaking Japanese, but role-playing and taking the roles of Japanese of every age and gender. And it doesn't matter who you are in the class. If you're a man, you might be reading a woman's part, or vice versa. And sometimes, of course, you get to read and memorize the dialogue of someone who's more like you, a Japanese language learner. And our Japanese language staff teaches in this way, knowing that the deeper and closer you become, the better your language, cultural, social skills will become. We take this to practice and immersion in arts like, say, the tea ceremony. One of our professors is a master tea ceremony teacher, and they don't just look at tea ceremony, study it in books, they learn to do it. I take my students to Bonfest, one of the big Japanese American festivals in summer, and you don't just go watch the Japanese American community celebrate Bonfest, you participate, whatever your heritage. You do the Bon dances that honor your ancestors. You wear yukata, whatever your ethnic heritage, and they give you all the accoutrements you need, whether it's fans or towels, to do each dance, and enter into that experience. Now, the most intense entry into an experience of Japanese culture is probably this Kabuki class. We need to dress and speak not just exactly the way they do in Kabuki, but we need to approach it. And as far as the costumes are concerned, I am so fortunate to have as our costume designer my wife, who has been doing this for 35 years, Toshimi Tanaka. The beauty you're going to see in Act 2 is her creation. We've been buying used kimono for 35 years. We've been fortunate to get wonderful donations from our supporters. And when we need to, she and her team make kimono from scratch. Quite a few were made this year. And so that kind of beauty is essential to the kabuki experience. You need to have wigs and makeup to go with these kimonos. If you just wear them with your normal Western face and Western hair, they are not looking like kabuki. And so Toshimi, quite remarkably, and maybe the only one in North America to be able to do it, has learned how to make kabuki wigs from scratch. It took over 20 for this particular production. And the students learn how to do their own kabuki makeup just the way professional actors do. But what about this play? This play is a kabuki play written in 1954. That's pretty recent, by Mishima Yukio, one of the great post-war authors. He's also the finest post-war kabuki playwright. And he had a very cosmopolitan career, despite the fact that kabuki is primarily for Japanese audiences. He wanted his plays to be performed abroad. He was using his plays as part of his Nobel Prize strategy. He engaged my teacher, Donald Keene, very early to translate his 5 modern no plays so they could be performed all around the world by local companies and by students. And in fact, those 5 plays in that anthology have been performed more often than any other Japanese play around the world. He may not have anticipated that his kabuki plays would be performed around the world, and he really wanted to have some play produced on Broadway. That didn't work out for him before he died in 1970. But as someone pointed out, finally, here on Broadway, in a Mishima play. So I'm very happy from a distance that one of his great plays is being performed on Broadway. I keep talking about kabuki. Can we truly replicate kabuki? Can we be truly authentic? No, we can't. And we have to admit that. There are all sorts of limitations that we find that prevent us from being like grand kabuki in Japan. First and foremost, kabuki requires a hanamichi running through a flat audience to the very back of the house. With no flat audience, you can't have a hanamichi, and so our hanamichi is a tiny little one going from that exit to our stage. That's not a kabuki hanamichi, but we'll make do with what we can have. Kabuki music is specialized and very rich, and we can't replicate that. We've come closer in the past when we've been able to bring my good friend Mark Oshima from Tokyo to lead the orchestra that you see seated over there. But he was ill this spring and couldn't come. So we decided it was time to get a little bit original with our Geza Orchestra, and you'll see 2 koto and hear them in Act 2. Koto are very, very rarely used in real kabuki, but we want to do some original music if we can't do precisely kabuki music. One of the big differences, of course, is that grand kabuki, anyway, is performed only by men, and only by professional men. We're all Japanese. None of those 3 features are true of our kabuki. We have men and women both performing. We have men performing women, and one man performing a woman, and we have 7 women performing men. That's because when they auditioned, it looked right to them, to us leaders. We obviously are not professionals. We're doing the very best we can to enter into the spirit of it. And our students have been working very hard. They're working very hard artistically, and you're going to see that. They also have taken very seriously issues about performing a genre which is not of your own ethnic heritage. Most of our performers are not Japanese nationals or Japanese Americans. Some are, and a large percentage of our professional staff are, but most of the students aren't. And so they're very conscious of what the implications might be, and they wrote a statement that you'll find in your program. Please take a look at that and know that I and the production staff fully support our students' sentiments. Now, having taught them for 8 weeks to become dancers and kabuki actors, it's time to teach you a little bit about how to be a kabuki audience. Kabuki audiences are a little bit different than ours. The first thing is they applaud whenever they see something that they like. So don't feel like you have to wait till the very end and the curtain closes. Applaud whenever you like. They also will shout from time to time. That's acceptable. What do kabuki audiences shout? Mainly the names of actors. For example, a famous actor's name, Omodakaya, his stage name. And so from the audience, I go, Omodakaya! Or if someone's doing a particularly good job, they might say, that's great, and say the name, say Naritaya. Naritaya! Omigoto! Sometimes they say, Mattemashita! That means I was waiting for that moment. So how do we do this here? Look at your program, but don't struggle with this. If you have a friend or a family member and you know their name, you can shout, Taylor! Michael, you rock! So I guess the other thing is, I have to tell you, that this program is not entirely kabuki plays. We have some independently standing dances, some of them built into a vignette you're going to see again in a moment. It's not a kabuki play. How can you tell whether you're watching a kabuki play or you're watching dances that are not embedded in a kabuki play? It's very simple in this theater. Look at the curtain. If you see a red curtain that goes up and down, those are independent dances. If you see a curtain that goes from one side to the other and it's pulled by a person, that's a kabuki curtain, and it has 3 colored stripes, black, green, and orange. As soon as you see that, we're into the kabuki portion of our evening. So finally, I'd like to ask you, in the way that kabuki actors do in Japan, to support our PSU students. And I ask from one corner of the, one edge of the house to the next, to do this. Sumi kara sumi made PSU kabuki yakusha no goshien go hiiki wo onegai moshiagemasu.
Hello? Is Japanese classical dance being performed today? We'd like to buy tickets.
Hello. I'm sorry, but the dance has already started.
What? It's already started? My graduation ceremony was this morning at Goshita, and after lunch with my family, we rushed all the way here to see if Leo dance was being performed. My boyfriend came all the way from America to see me graduate, and he'd really like to see Leo dance, but he leaves to go back to America tomorrow. We met when I was a student at Portland State University.
Isn't there any way you can see Leo dance being performed today? It would be a shame to come all the way to Japan and miss this chance.
Well, we're in a break right now, and there's one dance left. Since you graduated today and your boyfriend did come all the way from America, you deserve a special present. There's a few seats in the front row. If you follow me, you'll be able to watch the next set.
We'd love to, right, Grant?
Yes, we'd love to watch even a few dances. Thank you for giving us this opportunity.
Of course. Please, follow me. The next dance is called Gyanko Uta. It's a dance that Michael performed frequently, both on stage and in banquet rooms. Do you know who Maiko are?
No, I don't.
They're young women aged 15 to 20. They perform traditional dance and music and serve drinks at banquets. They wear white makeup and wear splendid kimono.
That sounds quite special.
Yes. Yes, Maiko are often called the symbols of Kyoto. You're not going to see, you'll see dance students. Not real Maiko. They'll be wearing a splendid kimono, but not white makeup. The dance, Hyakouta, represents the 4 seasons of Gion, Kyoto's traditional entertainment district. 2 students each will dance the first 3 seasons, and then they all come together to dance winter. You can see the lyrics translated to English in your programs. Please, have a seat. How'd you like that dance?
It was beautiful. The summer dance was very elegant.
Yes, each season is so unique. They were so coordinated in the winter dance.
Yes, they all worked very hard. And you got an amazing choreographer who helped them out. Do you want to stay for the last dance of the program?
We'd love to, right, Grant?
We sure would.
Excellent. Two advanced students are going to be dancing Shishi no Ban Kyoku, the wild lion dance. Mythical lions in East Asia are called Shishi. They're known to be strong, energetic, and the king of beasts. There's so many dances about them. In this one, two dancers are going to manipulate Shishi puppets of a parent and child lion. The parent is the one with the white mane cloth, while the child has the red mane cloth. The parent kicks the child to a deep gorge. It's not because the parent is cruel. It's because the parent wants to teach the kids how they're suffering, then it climbs back up, and both parent and child rejoice together. It's a form of tough love.
That sounds very exciting.
Yeah. Oh look, it's about to begin.
Yeah, TV!
shame we can't see a fully costumed show around.
Well, you can see a play at the Vietnamese theater. The performance of Sardine Settlers in Neck of Love tonight. It's only a short bus, a taxi ride from here. I heard that singing tickets are still available.
Wow, Kabuki! I've heard of it, but didn't think I'd actually get to see it. Come, John, let's go to Kabuki tonight. We can get late dinner after the show.
That's amazing. We'll go see Kabuki. Thank you for this opportunity.
Of course. Just take bus 201. Go through Neon and places you right into the Vietnamese theater. Enjoy the show tonight. And Gumi-san, congratulations on your graduation.
Thank you. All right, Grant, let's go see Kabuki.
sardines will rot. Do you mean to sell red-eyed sardines? Why, you scoundrel!
Please forgive me. Please forgive me. There's a good reason I'm like this.
Nothing should ever interfere with your sardine selling.
Please, just listen to what I have to say. It happened early this autumn. It was twilight, and I was selling the last of my sardines here at the Fifth Avenue Bridge, when suddenly a wicker palanquin went past, and just at that moment, a strong breeze blew from the river, and the palanquin's brocade blinds flew open. I caught a glimpse of the lady inside, and with that one look, fell hopelessly in love. Now I yearn for her day and night. Because I'm in despair, my voice has disappeared.
I see. So love sickness is the cause.
Yes, I feel so ashamed.
What a pitiful son you are. Nothing at all like your father. But it is just as I have always taught you. Yes, our guide on the path of love is none other than poetry. After all, as it says in the collection of poems, old and new, the purpose of poetry is to move invisible gods and demons and make sweet the ties, men and women. Although I'm getting on in years, I, Ebina, will assist you, my son, with your love poems. I am with you, heart and soul.
Oh, Father, I'm so grateful. Do not be brave. But the woman I love is far above me in station. She's dwelling above the clouds, and I'm just a humble sardine vendor. No, I'm afraid mine is a hopeless love.
It might not be an impossible love. Tell me, what is the name of the woman?
I asked about her and found out who she is. She is called Hotarubi, and she lives in Gojo Higashi no Toi.
Hotarubi. Ah, Hotarubi is a courtesan.
What?
She is called Hotarubi, Firefly Flicker, because she sparkles when the night falls. She's a courtesan of great renown, known throughout the city. She truly does dwell above the clouds. It must be because I'm such an upright man that I have a son who causes me so much grief.
Does that mean she's a prostitute?
Listen, my boy, there are prostitutes. And then there are prostitutes. She does not accept customers below the rank of baron. I wonder if I can come up with a good plan.
A plan? Oh, please do, Father, please do.
I can't think straight. I wonder, what would be a good plan? I've got it. This would be a great plan.
You're that old fellow I talked with before.
Hey, Rosaimon.
What's up, Sire Genji?
He told me his chestnut horse had been in the service of a feudal lord, and that's given me an idea. You must impersonate a feudal lord. The lords of the nearby provinces, Hasegawa, Akamatsu, and Doi, are too well known for it to work. Of the eastern barons, Lord Utsunomiya has not yet visited Kyoto. Furthermore, I heard he'll be making his first visit very soon. We are so fortunate in our timing. You must impersonate Lord Utsunomiya.
And use this horse as your swift-footed steed.
I, Ebina, will lead him.
Rosaimon, you shall be my chief retainer.
And for the servants and attendants to accompany the lead actors, my son. No, Lord Utsunomiya.
Handsome man will come sliding out like oil from an oil
son. These shells are used in a game that's played for fun. Classic poems are written inside these beautifully decorated shells. See? Verses from old poems are written here, and players enjoy themselves by competing and matching first and last verses of the poem. We've had feudal lords and other high-ranking customers, but we've never played the shell matching game. I've heard that it is about the only thing that princesses have to do to while away their boredom. It seems like an interesting game. Girls, shall we imitate princesses and try playing it ourselves this evening? That's a fine idea. All right, spread them out, spread them out. Make sure everybody gets a turn. It's all the way down, all the way down. So we'll have some too, okay? All right, let's begin. Even though I see you in my dreams, morning after morning, you are nowhere to be seen. There's a shell out there. No. Oh, which one is it? There it is. The last verses. If only I could depart my own body. Oh. Next, I'll be the last verse first. As the wind blows and blows, they scatter in disarray.
I wonder if this is the first verse. I wonder who that unknown servant is in the spring rain. I wonder if this is the matching shell.
Yes, I'm quite bewildered. Nishikigi-san, that gardener.
What gardener?
My goodness, he's gone.
Oh, Hotarugi-san. You started out playing the shell identifying game, but have you switched to identifying your lover's servant?
No, no. This shell matching game is so upper crust. It's not the right game for courtesans. Let's try playing a game that's more fun. Oh, that's a fun game. Oh, I was having so much fun. We never fought anymore. Oh, I like this game.
Now, this is no time to be arguing. You've already heard that Lord Utsunomiya is coming to visit Kyoto from the East Country. Well, they say he's already here and he'll make a ceremonial call on the court this morning. He'll be here soon. There's much to do in order to get this room ready for him. Go to your own rooms and prepare yourselves. Let's show him how beautiful the finest courtesans in Kyoto can be. Don't let the other girls' thoughtless comments upset you, all right?
You're always so concerned about how I feel. I'm so happy that you care.
Of course. Now, Hotarugi, you too should go inside and get ready.
Hide!
Good and bad fortune are so completely beyond our control.
neighborhood since I took religious vows, but my legs seem to remember the way all by themselves. Legs, stop walking so happily. You mustn't resist the progress of age. Hello? Anyone home?
Well now, if it isn't Mr. Hail to the Buddha Abhina, what an unexpected visit. Please, come in, come in.
Thank you very much. My apologies for having been out of touch for so long.
It has been such a long time, and your visit is so unexpected. I thought that weasels never took the same path twice. Where is it that you are going? Certainly you must have taken a wrong turn somewhere and lost your way.
Please, don't talk like that. You can see I have taken religious vows. It would be far worse if I were to forget my obligations to the Buddha and the canon. One can never do as one pleases in this floating world.
At least you aren't using your age as an excuse. Clever the witty one, aren't you, Abhina?
Not at all. Today I'm here as sort of a forerunner for a festival carriage. You see, recently, I was in the East Country on business. While I was there, Lord Utsunomiya approached me with a personal request. He said during his upcoming trip to Kyoto, he wished to visit this establishment and meet the renowned Hotarubi. He asked me to arrange everything for him. I heard he had already made his formal calls this morning. So, I put these old legs in motion and came here to give you some advanced warning.
Thank you for taking the trouble to come all this way, but everything is already in readiness for his lordship's arrival. So please, set yourself at ease on that score.
I'm so relieved to hear you say that. Since all is ready, and after so long a time apart,
let us burn incense to the Bodhisattva sitting side by side.
and intone the Amida Buddha Sutra.
Make way for Lord Utsunomiya!
My goodness, his lordship is already here.
I think we had better prepare.
For his arrival.
This is the establishment at 5th Avenue and Higashino Towing.
Ah, Kyoto looks just as prosperous as I thought it would.
Let's go. Come forward. That's a good looking horse.
Fine-looking horse.
Are you all right, my lord?
Oh, yes.
Be gentle. Be sensitive. I'm just excited to see Woody.
His lordship has arrived. Go to the storehouse and bring our finest sake cup, the lacquer one with crickets and autumn grasses on it. Tell the courtesans to come out at once and bring the sake and dishes that were prepared for his retainers. Quickly! Quickly!
Right?
grace our establishment. To begin, please partake of sake served in our finest cup. Now then, is there anyone among my ladies that you particularly had in mind? I would be pleased to present her to you.
I have long heard of Hotarubi, a courtesan so famous, her name is well known even in the far-off East Country. Which of you is Hotarubi? Since you're all so remarkably beautiful, I can't tell which of you she is.
Sir, I am Dr. Hotarubi.
So you are Hotarubi.
No, it is I who is Hotarubi.
So you are Hotarubi.
There now, girls, stop your teasing. Your lordship, Hotarubi is not yet with us.
What? Hotarubi isn't here?
I'm here and will join you right now. I am Hotarubi, the courtesan we wish to meet. I'm happy to share a drink with you. Truly, you barons from the east, don't let your eyes stray to other pretty flowers.
You rush to pledge your troth with sake.
How jealous.
We all are.
Girls, why don't you entertain our illustrious guests with the dance you've just finished rehearsing?
Hi. For a man so handsome and dashing, we would be honored to dance.
Tomo, join your older sisters at the end of the line and show our guests how hard you've been working to learn this dance.
Oh,
us for the first time, he performed to provide entertainment for us all. How lucky that you are a warrior from the East. You must be skilled in martial arts. Come, everybody. Why don't we ask him to recount for us a tale of his brave deeds in battle?
What a fine idea, Usugumo. Yes, a tale of battle is our request for you.
Tozai, Tozai. The formal recitation is about to begin. Tozai.
Well, if that's what you'd like.
This will be painful.
He sits in formal posture to begin his tale.
And so it came to pass that near the beach at Akashi, in a splendid full suit of armor, bound with scarlet cords, Red Snapper Akasuke raised a great war cry. You who flee before me are none other than Osuke of the Long Fins. Come back, return and fight like a fish!
When he was called back, Osuke feared to dishonor his name, and he turned his head around in the waves. As he approached, Snapper's soldiers drew their bows all the way, shouting, shoot him in the fin, knock it off of him. Swimming together, they grappled in the surf, surrounded by oysters and clam samurai.
Who scattered hither and thither in fear. Let's grapple again, shouted Snapper and Flounder. Then away threw them both up upon the beach.
All covered in sand. They fought on and on and on, and then Osuke suddenly said, "Now I see my chance." Taking aim, he pulled the string, the singing arrow hit its mark. The shaft penetrated deep beneath Snapper's dorsal fin. Akasuke fell suddenly. It was a mortal wound. His vassal was lay priest Father Octopus. Snapper lay his fish head down on Octopus's lap.
If you have last words to say while you yet live, entrust them to me, the Octopus Priest.
Through his tears,
wanted to see my children alive in this world. Just one time.
Like this, gradually, snapper and spine.
And so it was that I truly learned the cruelty of war.
So goes the tragic tale of my first battle.
I fulfilled my end of the house rule, so come, let's share some sake.
But you know what strange names those were. Red Snapper Agosque, Flounder Olske, and the Lay Priest Octopus? Even among feudal lords and other distinguished customers, I've never heard names like those before.
Well, that battle was his first taste of combat. You were just a little child then, so of course you haven't heard of it.
Well, I would be happy to share a drink with the Baron, but I know I'm not the one he desires. Oh, poor Megan.
I think we should leave these two alone out here. Come, let's go and enjoy the party inside.
Your lordship! Your lordship! Oh, it seems he's fallen asleep. I'm embarrassed to admit this, but in this hard life I lead, all the men I've met have been like demons. Now I realize that, for the first time, I'm lucky enough to be with a kind and charming customer. And what happens? You ignore me and fall into a drunken sleep. How can you be so heartless?
I'm sorry, Genji, from our inlet in the province. By my
My goodness! He seems to be talking in his sleep. I couldn't quite hear what he said, but I think he spoke another woman's name. What a hateful man you are! If you're going to talk in your sleep, at least speak loud enough so I can hear you.
I'm sorry, Genji, from by my sorry.
What was that? Oh, you've fallen asleep again, haven't you?
I'm sorry, Genji, from our inlet in the province again. By my sorry.
My goodness, that was strange. The Baron shouted some sort of ventor's cry. Something about the province of Ise. I do hope he does it again so I can figure out what he's saying.
I'm sorry, Genji,
like sardines. What an unexpected aroma his perfume sachet has. Come now, Sardine Lord. I'd like to ask you some questions. Please wake up.
I was in heaven while I slept. And I'm still in heaven even now that I'm awake. I sure hope this isn't a dream.
Oh, come on, please wake up, please. You were talking in your sleep so loudly they could hear it all over the city.
What? Did you say I was talking in my sleep?
Yes, and I'd like to ask about what you said.
Well, what do you want to ask?
You're really a sardine seller, aren't you?
What? A sardine seller? Now then, what do you mean by making such an outrageous statement to Utsunomiya no Danjo, renowned baron of the East Country? A sardine seller? What sort of thing might that be? This is the first time I have heard of such a thing since the day they cut my umbilical cord. A sardine seller.
In that case, let me ask you some questions about what you said in your sleep. First, what do you mean by Akogi Inlet?
Akogi Inlet? Yes! I enjoy poetry, and it appears I have recited poetic places in my sleep. At Akogi Inlet, where girls gather wood for salt fires, you cast your net again and again, they will appear. I was thinking about that poem when I talked in my sleep.
All right, but what does Sarugenji mean?
Yes! Saru Genji! Oh! I know. It is from the poem. Like the willows at Sarusawa Pond, I'll take a tangled strand of hair from my sleeping sweetheart as a keepsake. Even in my sleep, I said I could love none other than you. But you're subjecting me to such a strict interrogation.
I have just one last question for you. In your sleep, you said, "Buy my sardines." What sort of poetic origin do those words have?
Now then, the words "buy my sardines" that I said in my sleep.
Yes, buy my sardines.
Well, buy my sardines?
Yes, buy my sardines.
Buy my sardines?
Well, tell me what they mean.
What those words mean. Yes! That's right. Long ago, the poetess Izumi Shikibu was about to eat a stinky sardine, the fish called iwashi. Just at that moment, her lover, the courtier, Yasumasa, arrived. Izumi was embarrassed and hurriedly hid the iwashi. When Yasumasa asked her what she had just eaten, she answered with this poem. When one thinks of the nation of Japan, surely none of its people have failed to visit Iwashi Mizu Shrine. How cleverly she concealed her wish for him to ignore the Iwashi using the name of the shrine. Yasumasa was impressed. His face revealed his sympathy for her, and he answered her poem thus. Since it is a medicinal fish that warms the body and it improves one's looks. By all means, you should partake. And so it was that a fish go-between secured a love that grew even closer over time. I'm so inspired by this happy love affair that I must have spoken about it in my sleep.
There could never be a sardine seller who knows poetry as well as you do. I suppose, then, that you must be the true Lord Utsunomiya no Danjo.
That's right. I'm Utsunomiya no Danjo, a genuine article.
And you're not a sardine seller!
Why are you crying?
Why shouldn't I be crying? I thought you were a sardine seller, and it turns out you were really and truly the Baron.
But why would that make you cry?
I have good reason to feel the way I do. But until now, I've told my story to no one but the master of the house.
Well, I want to hear your story too. Please, tell it to me.
Since you are who you are, I guess I'll tell it to you too.
I will never forget it. It was 10 long years ago.
I was born the daughter of the lord of Tongkaku Castle in the province of Ki. When I was a young girl, I climbed to the highest tower and gazed all around at the scenery.
Far away, off in the distance, out on the high road, I spotted a person carrying some sort of heavy load. Though far away, his voice was so beautiful.
Buy my sardines! Buy my sardines!
This is what he cried. Suddenly my heart took life with powerful yearning. I stole out of the castle through a secret passageway. I rushed out into the world, following the voice.
But though I hurried on and on, it was as though a strong headwind blew against me. I could hear his voice, but he got farther and farther away. I wanted to stop him and tell him of my love, but
Soon among the looming trees, the cicadas trill. Such a ruckus I am lost. Can't tell where I am.
looking about, it was already dusk. I was lost, and as I lay crying, I heard the honest-sounding voice of a tradesman.
Otarubi, I've heard everything. My son Sarugenji is indeed a sardine seller. Because he so wished to meet you, our plan was to turn him into a counterfeit baron. He is a fine young man who loves poetry and is himself an excellent poet. And now the master has told me all about you and who you are.
I am dressed as a lord's retainer, but really I'm a horse trader. When my horse became useless to my friend, I joined the plot and became a fake samurai. So, are you really the sardine vendor?
Yes! I carry my load like this, and I travel the countryside shouting, I'm Saru Genji from Akogi Inlet in the province of Ise! Buy my sardines!
How can I ever express my thanks?
From this day forward, you are my wife.
Can this be a dream? I'm so happy!
But it will cost 200 pieces of gold to redeem her.
This is a real problem.
What can we do to raise so much money?
Make way! I have urgent business at this house.
We're here for Saru Genji. I need a master, Lord Danjo.
Out of my way, or I'll give you a taste of my steel.
God, he's got a real sword. What are we gonna do?
Well, are we men or are we flounders?
We're men, and we'll fight like men, right?
see that you are in good health. I have witnessed everything from my hiding place in the shadows. I have also captured these false samurai. Now, I must beg you to return to Tonkaku Castle at your earliest possible convenience.
Aren't you the gardener who was here earlier?
Yes, my true name is Yabukuma Jirota, and I am a retainer of your clan. Your father and mother ordered me to search for you. I disguised myself as a gardener and sneaked into this establishment to spy it out. We can ascertain your identity for certain using this inscription. If it matches the inscription known to be on the miniature Kenon figurine that the princess had in her possession, then you are the true princess.
I have the Kano figurine right here.
Yes, they do indeed match.
Since they match, return the figurine to me.
Oh!
Now then, Jirota, since you've urged me to return to the castle, I assume you've brought with you the money necessary to pay off my contract. Am I correct?
Yes, my lady, I have 250 gold coins right here with me.
Then be a good fellow and pay 200 gold coins to the master of this establishment.
Yes, my lady.
Receipt of these 200 gold real relieves Hotarami of all debts, service, and obligations to me and this establishment.
This is wonderful. That's not all. Give the remaining 50 gold coins to this horse trader.
Why on earth would I do that?
Do you mean to challenge your master? Mr. Rokurozaemon, you have just sold your chestnut horse.
Oh, thank you so much.
My goodness, there's no telling what she'll do next.
Now then, Jirota, untie the false samurai.
Yes, my lady, but why on
I ordered
earth?
you to untie them, so untie them at once.
Oh! Yeah!
Master, would you be so kind as to call the courtesans? I wish to say a proper farewell before I set out on my new life.
Certainly, my lady. Girls, come to the outer room at once. Hotarami is leaving us and wants to say goodbye.
I was a girl. He's not really Baron Donjo, but a sardine vendor with a beautiful voice. Thank you so much for all you've done to help me these past years.
Hotarubi, we are so happy for you.
Tombo, you are a wonderful little sister. But now you must be Usugumo's sister. Do everything she tells you and you'll be fine.
Hi. But I will miss you, Hotarubi-san.
Don't worry, Hotarubi. I'll make sure that she becomes a courtesan who's as kind and beautiful as you are.
I'm counting on you, Usugumo, and all of you. Be well, and may good fortune come to you all. Now then, Jirota, tell me, are my father and mother both well?
Yes, my lady, both are enjoying excellent health.
In that case, I want you to convey to them exactly what I am about to tell you. I, Hotarubi, am going to marry this sardine seller. It is a wifely commandment that once a woman leaves her parental gate, she must never again return home. In the future, I will go with my honored husband to sell sardines in the province of Hi. I will call out, "Buy sardines!" beneath Tonkaku Castle. Please tell my parents that at that time, they should stand high on the castle tower and they can see me. Now then, my husband, let us be on our way.
Princess, I won't let you.
Out of my way! Out of my way! Out of my way! Out of my way!
You'll turn heaven and earth upside down! Princess! Princess! Please don't go through with this!
Kneel before me and move no further. Kneel, I say! Oh no, not you, my dear husband. From today, we are sardine-selling husband and wife. Please, teach me your sales call.
All right. You carry your load like this. Stamp your right foot and extend your left. Flip your sleeve, and then you call out, "I'm from Akogi Inlet in the province of Ise. Buy my sardines."
Oh, that was just marvelous. Here, let me try. I carry my load like this. I stamp my right foot, extend my left, flip my sleeve, and then call out, "I'm from Akogi Inlet in the province of Ise. Buy my sardines."
Wow.
Come on, everybody. Why don't we all give it a try?
Everybody. You carry your load like this. Stamp your right foot and extend your left. Flip your sleeve, and then you call out, "I'm from Akogi Inlet, the province of Ise. Buy my sardines."
You all called out so beautifully.
All is lost! I must atone for my failure!
Of course. It couldn't cut anything. It's as dull and rusty as a red sardine. Now then, daughter-in-law.
Mr. Ebina, from now on, as husband and wife, We shall spend our evenings at a Kogi Inlet, matching shells and their poems.
The dish accompanying our nuptials, sake.
Will be 2 sardines laid side by side, and the heads and tails auspiciously left on.
What good fortune for you to be able to say farewell to the pleasure district.
This is all too cruel.
Yes, today we have seen the secrets of the magnificent art of buying and selling merchandise, of the power of poetry and true love.
Oh, darling, let me fix your hakama.
Well, let me look at your kimono.
Actually, you look fine.
You mustn't forget your sword.
Oh, it's so heavy. Give it to me. I'll carry it.
Here you are.
Are you ready?
Yes.
Let's go. There are many mountains between Kyoto and Ise. I will be taking a plateau soon.
You say so. Look at all these people. Why are there so many people here?
They're on pilgrimage to the grand shrine of Ise.
That's right, the sun goddess's shrine. She must have joined with the Kano to bring us together. To pray at Issei's shrine will be a dream come true.
Yes. Let's pray there together. After all, you are the goddess who's brought light into my life.
Oh, darling.
Come on. We're almost home.
What a phenomenal cast and what a phenomenal play. This is Japanese studies at its most spectacular, I think. There's one more show left, probably 20 or 30 seats, maybe 100. Tell your friends to come tomorrow to the matinee if they haven't seen it yet. And now one more big round of applause.